Hello and welcome back to another Tomb Raider 1 Secrets video. This time we're in the Cistern. So first of all, drop down, kill the rat, and we're going to push this block straight in there with this video. Now there are 3 secrets on this level. Once you push the block, we need to do the lever, whatever you call it, in wherever you are. And then once we push that, it will open this little trapdoor thing, and we need to go down there. Now I've got to say, this level, I don't know what it is about this level. It really freaks me out every time I play it. I think it's the noises in the background. Does anyone else find them freaky? Anyway, so first of all, what I like to do is I like to jump to this middle one and try and take out the crop. Unfortunately, because my look button, I couldn't see obviously where the enemies are. And I couldn't actually lock onto anything, so I decided to actually go ahead and just jump in the pool. And swim all the way to the other side and take them out from there. This is normally how I play the game anyway, so it just made it easier for me to kill them. I'd rather take them out first, to be honest. Because the amount of times I've been killed by these crocodiles just randomly when I've forgotten about them. So yes, 2 rats, 2 crocodiles, let's get rid of them. There we go. Now the first secret is in here, so we need to jump in and there'll be a little hole. And there we go, the first secret. It should be, let's have a look, it's magnum shells. Which is really important to collect magnum shells because we're going to need them very, very shortly. Not in this level, but in a couple of levels' time. Okay, jump up here. And roll around, or turn around, whatever. And we need to jump over to this little ledge, and from here you can actually shoot the rat that's over the other side. And then what we do is we climb up, we run on the top ledge. We don't shimmy down or anything, we run along the top edge to get the first key. And there we go. So now we need to go in the first door. Just be aware there's going to be 2 gorillas in this room. What I just use normally is pistols for these gorillas though. They're normally not hassle. Sometimes though, they do spawn nearer the door. I've had it a couple of times where I've had to just kind of drop off the ledge here and just hang for a minute until they've just left. But often enough they spawn right at the back, which is fine. I prefer that. So you're going to need the rusty key to put in there. Okay, and take out the gorillas. Now on my playthrough, one spawned, the other one's behind one of these pillars to the right at the end. So I kind of tried to lure him out. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump up onto the ledge behind the door, roll, and then jump to the ledge. And then I'm going to try and jump back. Now, the reason for this is Pierre spawns underneath, and he has often killed me if I've tried to carry on. There are ways later on, which I'm going to explain, how you can stop him from spawning in certain places. But if you do this room first, you can spawn him here. And this is really the only, one that you really have to spawn him in. Yeah, I'm sure you could probably run and jump over the ledges. But with Pierre, he was playing me up, so I jumped back, and he just kind of kept running back and forward at the end. So I just kind of just followed him a little bit. There is the 3 block rule, so I think it's 3 blocks actually, or maybe 4. if you stand 3 or 4 blocks away from him, he can't hit you. So just bear that in mind when you're fighting him. I try and stay back as far away as possible. Now, instead of doing the shimmying, you can just do a running jump over to this ledge just to make it easier. And I'm going to teach you a little trick to make the game a little bit easier. So once you've gone down the slope, use this edge, walk to the end, jump back and do a run jump over to the platform. You take a tiny, tiny squidgy damage, but you don't have to do that room with the crocodiles. It just makes it so much easier. There is another way to jump from another ledge, but that way is the easiest way possible to do this. Now, just be aware in the next room, as we open it, do not jump straight off the edge. I can't show you really because of the spikes underneath, but there's spikes underneath where she stands. There'll be 2 rats, so take one out and then jump at an angle like that. You don't want to be the spikes. You don't want to be on the spikes. Now this room, we can spawn Pierre. This is why I do this one first, because spawn Pierre, but he won't actually hit us and we won't have to fight him. So if we head up first, along the little ledges, do lots and lots of jumping, doing some parkour, we can actually head to the lever to open the door below to get the key. Now, Pierre's trigger point is when you pick up the key. So he spawns down in the area below, but I just kind of ignore him and jump in the water. Sometimes I take a little bit of damage, but it's not enough that I need a med pack. Okay, so we're going to jump back, and I always use this ledge below just because it's safer. And I do a little roll off the edge. Okay, so remember that Pierre spawns on this point. Pick up the key, and what I like to do is I like to kind of move here. I jump over this block and straight into the water, and he barely touches me. And this will stop, if you spawn him here, it will stop him spawning in the other place, which is harder to get away from him. You're better off spawning him there, just getting rid of him early. Whereas if you go to the place I'm about to go to, he will spawn in a bigger area, and you will probably end up having to fight him because there's no... You have to pull a lever, you have to jump in the water, there's also the secret in there. So yeah, just be mindful of which area you use. It's up to you, but personally it is easier using the other way. Now in this room we have got a secret, so I'm going to show you the secret first. So to the right, if we run to the right, and I don't know what I was doing when I recorded this. I recorded this yesterday, the actual gameplay, and I don't know what I was doing. I was trying to jump forward and I ended up jumping sideways. But either way, you need to head up to this block. You can tell I was tired or something. Anyway, you jump up here and there's like a little hole that you could jump into. And this is where the secret is. There'll be just a bunch of shotgun shells. So if you're running with shotgun, pick it up. It's a good idea just to pick it up. But there's also a slope, so you want to time this right so that you can, right at the end, jump onto it. Just bear in mind when you... I messed up, but when you slide down the next slide, you want to try and either roll at the end or go down it so that you're facing back, so that you could grab on the end, because it's not a massive drop, but there's a little bit of a drop. See, I messed up. I should have done it the other way, but again, I didn't take much damage. So that's that secret done. That's secret number 2. Next, what we want to do is pull the lever, and there's a little hole that we can go down into the water. And what this does is it raises the water in the room before us, the main room basically, and we can reach things that we didn't reach before. And it raises it so that we can go in a room where there's spikes underneath. Without the water, we wouldn't be able to go in there. Lara will just get spiked, basically. and we won't be able to get the key. So we go up here, and there is actually a key in this room, so we'll get that too, which is, it's really obvious the key's there. You could see it. You're not gonna miss this key. Now, there are two ways to do this, like, next room. What I've noticed doing is it takes so much time just shimmying everywhere. So what I normally do now is I go to this one and I roll at the bottom to avoid me taking much damage. And what I do is I just jump over the rats. I cannot be bothered to fight them. There's no point in fighting them. And then you want to jump into the water and head back through the main room, and underneath near where the secret is, you want to take that right where the entrance that we came in from. Sorry, I'm stuttering a bit. Anyway, when we get to this point, we want to head up. There's a switch on the wall that you can only access when the water's done. So this is why we needed the water. And you want to swim down, grab the key, and swim out the other door. If you do the other door first and you forget about the crocodile, like I did, he can actually eat you through it. Through the door. It's not a nice experience, guys. Don't do it. It's not fun. I had to redo the whole of my playthrough before. Not this playthrough, but a different playthrough. Anyway, let's use the rusty key, and you'll see what I mean about the spikes. Below this water, there will be some spikes. We jump down. And like I said, without the water, she would just die. There is probably a way of getting around it. However, I don't think that the spawn points will work the same. Now, as you open this door, a crocodile will spawn. We're not going to kill this crocodile. We're just going to swim to the ledge because we don't need to kill him. Unless you're doing like a kill enemies or pickups or whatever. I don't know. Whatever you're doing. Or you're just watching this because you're actually curious about where they are. The secrets. Anyway, this block here is very suspicious. We're going to push it. And we're going to enter the room. And there's going to be a slope which we can use to jump to the higher ledge to get our goodies. And this is the last secret. I'm really sorry, by the way, about the frames. The frames seem a little bit laggy on my gameplay, and I'm not sure why. I'm really sorry about that, folks. It wasn't as bad last time, but I apologize now. Whoops. Anyway, now on to the last bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the keys in the door. And what I like to do, and I just do this for fun really, is I like to side flip and then press the action button. For me on PC, it's Control. For PlayStation users, it will be X. And I like to actually put the keys in while she's flipping. Now, this is the only room that I use a shotgun in, and there is a gorilla in at the top. But what we want to do is climb up. And get your shotgun ready, because when we jump over to the ledge where the key is to put the key in, a gorilla will spawn from the left hand pillar. You can see him. He's trying to be stealthy. He's not. So let's just get rid of him. Goodbye. And we're going to use the key, and then we're going to turn around and we're going to jump back. And below us there will be some lions. Unfortunately, they didn't come out as much as I wanted them to. Normally they come right out to the room. They weren't having any of it. So in the end, I just gave up and dropped down. So yeah, just take them out. And once you've done that, if you run forward, you can go into the room. And I just ignore basically all this room. There's a little lever. I don't pull that. Behind the lever, there's a block that we pull out. And that is basically end of the level. You fall down into the water, and that would show you that's the end of the level. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. Remember to click sub, comment, whatever, you know, all those fucking annoying things that people say. at the end of videos, just do it. Just do it, okay? All right, I'll catch you later. Bye.